Hello, potential buyers. Time for a walk around the exterior of the Mustang. We'll go inside as well, show the engine compartment, start it up. This is my 2013 Mustang V6 with premium package, 18-inch wheels, wearing Pilot Sport AS3 tires. This car is totally stock. I do have a permanent air filter in the airbox, but otherwise completely stock. I've had it for about 2.5 years now, and I'm inching my way toward retirement, so it's time to thin the herd here, and I don't need to have 6 cars. Now this is one of them. That Lincoln Navigator in the back is my wife's. Anyway, let's go. I just finished washing this, and I want to capture it. We live over by this green space here, which is great, except it blows everything from there onto the cars, so as soon as you wash them, they're dirty a minute later. So as I go around, I'm also going to point out what I know to be the flaws. There are a few nicks and such here and there, but I think it's in really fantastic shape. The previous owner kept it in great shape, and I kept it in great shape. Kept it clean. It's not been garaged its whole life with me. About 50% of the time it's been garaged. Right now I have my BMW in there, but so let's take a walk around. So I'll point out flaws, as I said, plus I'll point out features that I think are noteworthy. For example, the side scoop and the rear window louvers. Those are a factory option. I've not seen them very often, so I was happy to find this. Oh, it took me about 8 to 9 months to find this car when I was searching. Also to say, there's nothing wrong with this car. Again, I'm just thinning the herd and getting rid of things as I inch toward retirement. It is a fantastic drive. It's really great on long trips. It's fun to even zip to the grocery store in. It's not the V8, so V8 guys, I know how you feel about this in general, and I get it. There's nothing like the sound of that V8. But for this generation, I think Ford really stepped it up and did a great job with the 6-cylinder, very powerful for a 6-cylinder, and gets respectable gas mileage too. Okay. One of the flaws I want to point out, I don't know, it's very sunny right now, so it might be hard to see things. There are 2 scratches here on this side louver. I wasn't able to get those out while cleaning it. Everything looks good here on the side. Up here on the fender, there's a little wait, where am I? Sorry guys. I'm not a professional videographer, obviously. Some nicks there. Some here. The biggest one is that one on the hood. Otherwise, I'll peel back a little bit. See if I can capture how straight and clean that hood is. Move around the front here. I don't recall anything down here below the headlights that had any... Oh, wait, there was something... Nope, that's dirt. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can... Right there is a little nick. Tiny little nick. 38,500 miles. Previous owner, when he did front brake job, replaced the regular rotors with slotted and drilled rotors. Let's see if we can get in there. That's surface rust. I haven't driven it for a while. I'm going to take it out and stop it a few times. So get rid of that. Let's see. Oh, here in the windshield, there's a rock chip. That was there when I got it, and it's not a great thing to say, but I was lazy and didn't take care of it while I owned the vehicle. It's not gotten any bigger, but that's something to note with potential buyer. As we roll around here, it's just really clean and straight. I really do love this car. metallic paint, looks really great on it. Let's see, there was another, okay, here we go. There's another 1 or 2 nicks here. You might see those. And back up a little bit. See if I can get in the shade, if that helps. Original stock. If you guys have been doing your research on these, very quiet. It's not throaty. That's partly due to the engine. It's partly due to the exhaust. It's louder than a 4-cylinder sound, but it's not. You're not going to get that V8 sound out of this engine or that exhaust. But I'm the type of person who just buys the car and keeps it nice, and I do my own maintenance. I've done all the oil changes on this. I use Motorcraft only oil and filters, and that's my kind of messy garage right now. But yeah, so I do all my work, all my own work on my cars, and I'm gonna in just a minute get into the engine compartment. I just want to say before I forget, the only thing I've had to do in the engine is I just responded, if you will, to Ford's technical service bulletin for the water pump, sort of this weird leaking problem. So I replaced the water pump and one of the hoses that has a check valve in it so it doesn't lose the coolant. It's sort of a peculiar problem, but that's been taken care of now. Right here is probably, out of all of the nicks and dings, the biggest one. Right there. Let's get the Mustang logo. Carpeted mats. I also in the trunk have all-weather mats that I purchased. There's the seat, passenger seat. I also detailed it inside recently, and I keep it very clean anyway. The back here. My daughter, I take her to school, but this is not the inside of a restaurant, as we've always told the kids. This is not where we eat. This is where we drive and chat and have fun. When she was a little bit younger, I would let her eat, like, you know, Cheerios back there, something dry, or some popcorn. So this is not going to smell like the inside of a fast food restaurant. Think about your friend you always make fun of who's OCD and super clean and anal retentive. That's me. So get on the. We'll roll around to the driver's side now. Close your eyes. When people do this, I get really dizzy. Driver door card, driver's seat. It's got a little slight, some lint, slight discoloration there. More like the color of the leather is worn off just a little bit. Let's see if I can capture that better. I don't know if you can see that. I'll find out once I edit this video. So, very clean. There are no stains anywhere in here. There are no gouges. There are no surprises here. And again, at 38,500 miles, you'd have to be pretty neglectful owner for it to have been too banged up, right? I don't dress the dashboard with... Oh, here's some dust. I don't dress the dashboard with anything. I just clean it with a mild interior cleaner, so it's not all oiled up and weird like when you might see it at some dealerships. Some dealerships do that. So the next owner will be very pleased with the interior. Now on this steering wheel, very nice leather wrapped wheel that's in really great condition, but there's a oh, yep. Yeah, let's capture this flaw. Right there. A little bit, like, it might have been from my ring. I'm not sure. So, I'm going to put the camera down here. And we're going to open the trunk, open the hood, start her up, all that kind of good stuff. Hang tight. Okay, got the trunk open now. Those are the all-weather mats that I spoke about earlier. You know, I should have taken those out, and I will do that now. Just put those down, just to show you the trunk. No surprises, no stains, no I put a quart of oil back here and it spilled because I forgot to leave the cap tightened, or any of that nonsense. A little piece of lint there. So again, very confident in the outstanding condition of this car, and I know that the new owner would be very pleased. So if I stand back a little bit, get a little bit of a shot. It is really a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. Very sunny. Not the ideal time for me to do this, but here we are. All right. And many of you will recognize that this is an engine, and that's an engine compartment. So just kind of take you around a little bit. Guys, gals, whoever is watching, I just want to say that I'm not someone who details engines when I do, but when I do, that they have to be pretty filthy. Again, this one's very clean. What I do is every quote so often, I take my air compressor with the air gun and just blow it out, and that keeps it clean and keeps the dust down to a minimum. Now, to be honest, I do remember something now. I did take a towel and I kind of cleaned up this edge here, get rid of just a little bit of dust and just a little bit of gunk, so that when I filmed it wouldn't look nasty. But this is it. It's an honest engine. There's the water pump here I spoke about that I just replaced. Here's the hose with the new check valve design. You can look up the TSB for the 6-cylinder Mustang online to see more about it. Give another look at the engine. We'll start it up in a minute. Let me see if I get down here. You guys can see. Did you see the filter, the end of the filter, that white? And when you change the oil here, there's a little tray down below. You have to remove some clips to lower it. You don't actually remove it. Inevitably, oil, no matter how careful you are and experienced you are, oil will spill where you don't want it to. I always clean it up. There might be the slightest bit of residual oil kind of hanging out there, but I don't see any, so. For whoever is the next owner, I think there's one thing you're seeing, which if you work on your own cars, you will appreciate, which is a very large engine compartment for a large engine, but not so large that you don't have enough room to do your thing in here. I really think it's great. If you have to remove the intake, I mean, plenty of room to work around, and just look at the easy access to the ignition coils and spark plugs underneath. Taking a peek around. I don't want the potential buyer to be surprised. No surprises. So I'm maybe going a little bit slower than I need to, but I want you guys to see what's up. That's the original Motorcraft battery. Oh, and as I said, I have a permanent air filter, permanent type air filter in here. You could certainly toss that and just go with a regular disposable air filter if you want. Again, no modifications. So let's pause and we'll start it up, and you can listen to it purr. Hang tight. Okay, here we are. Let's get started up. I'm trying to get it off. There we go. You know, this is your typical Ford setup in terms of heater and cooling and the radio, and it's nothing special. I think it's very functional. I like it. I like it that it's simple. I think, you know, folks who want a newer car like the bells and whistles and better technology, and I totally appreciate that. I do think this is more slanted to being a driver's car in the same way that my 04 BMW is. Not comparing the two cars, they couldn't be any different in some ways, but you know, this is a little more old school, even though it's still fairly new. Oh, one thing I did is I replaced brain freeze. That's like the woofer. That's the Ford speaker still in there, but here's a, gosh, I think it's a 5 1/4, 6.5, 6x8. Good Lord, I cannot remember. I only did it a few months ago. With some Infinity speakers to replace the Ford ones. It sounds way, way better. Even still, it's just a stock radio. You know what? Let me close the door for a minute. Turn the lights on too, and just show you guys there's no check engine light on. There's the mileage, currently reading 38,483. So it's very quiet at idle. It's a very nice place to spend a long commute also. I live north of Vancouver, Washington, and I commute into Portland. And for those of you who live here, you know what that's like. So, just very comfortable. My wife really likes the seat. She likes being a passenger in here. And my daughter, even though it's just a two-door, she doesn't mind sitting in that way back. And she's pretty tall. She likes it back there. She says it's cozy. This is not really a family car. Obviously, we just have only one kiddo still at home. So it works for us. And again, we've got that Navigator. We also have a Ford Windstar. I have a 84 Mazda B2000. I have the BMW. So, all right, it is hot in here. I'm going to get out. We're going to go to the engine, and we're going to go to the exhaust and just listen to it. You can see that it's not missing. There's no engine noise or knock. You can just hear the injectors clattering. Everything's doing its thing. The belt's quiet. Pulleys are quiet. Again, that water pump just got replaced. Yep. Very quiet. Very nice. Just listen to the exhaust, and I guess there's really not much to hear. But there it is. I don't have anyone here to help me smash the go pedal, so it revs up and you can hear it. It has a nice little sound to it, but again, as we talked about earlier, it's nothing to get excited about. Shut it off. And all the lights work. That's fog lights. Everything works. So there you go, everyone. As you'll read in the ad, my price is $19,000. I know that's more like full retail, and I'm a private party person. I get it, but for the right buyer who is looking for this color combination, this package, the side window louvers and the side scoop, which I know this is kind of funny to kind of keep talking about that, but if you've seen the aftermarket ones, they don't look as nice as the Ford one. The Ford one looks like it was made for the car. So, it's one more walkthrough. I figure if I went too long, folks can just click off. Again, I don't want any surprises. I want to present the car as honestly and as fairly as I can. I'm someone who's easy to deal with, and I want the potential new owner to be the same. I won't play games, we won't play games, it'll be great. I do owe a small amount on the loan that I took out. So that's one thing I should have said earlier. We will need to handle the money, if you will, at my bank, which is a credit union, Twin Star, here in Washington State. And at the end of that transaction, I'm going to give you $100 back as a thank you for doing business with me and going out of your way to go to the credit union and do this. And speaking of that as well, whoever might be interested, please make sure you have your financing lined up. Believe me, I get excited about stuff too. I get excited about shopping for a car, but do make sure before you contact me you've got that lined up. I anticipate a lot of interest in the car. I'm not saying hundreds of people, but I think the phone will be pretty busy at first. I'm going to be as fair and as good about this as I can. Try to have it a first come first serve kind of a thing. And to be clear, I am firm on that price. I'm not in a hurry to sell. The market, as you probably know, is really hot right now, so the price does reflect that. And you will get a fantastic two-owner vehicle owned by two old dudes. The first owner is also a middle-aged guy like me. We have the financial means and the ability to keep the car nice, as I do with all my other cars as well. Hasn't been thrashed, hasn't been abused. I didn't go over the mileage for oil changes. I kept on top of everything. Tire pressure, I check about every month and a half. Keep it at 32 pounds per square inch all the way around, all four corners. On and on. This is enthusiast-owned, mature-owned automobile that will make someone really happy. All right, if you've stuck through this long, I really appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time to do it. My name's Luigi, and I look forward to talking to you. Have a good afternoon.